Today we are going to discuss about the difference between the UMN and the LMN lesions. So, UMN is the upper motor neuron and LMN means the lower motor neuron. In the upper motor neuron means that the lesion is above the level of the spinal cord, or if we consider the cranial system, then above the level of the cranial nuclei. That means the site of lesion in the upper motor neuron is either the cerebral hemispheres, the cerebellum, or the brainstem, or the spinal cord. The cerebral hemisphere, cerebellum, brainstem, or the spinal cord. And the lower motor neuron lesion means any nerve arising below the level of the cranial nerve nuclei, or the neuron arising at the level of the spinal cord. That is, which can be anterior horn cell, nerve roots, peripheral nerves, neuromuscular junction, and the muscles. These include the lower motor neuron. Okay, so now we'll see the muscle weakness. In the upper motor neuron lesion, there will be quadriplegia, hemiplegia, diplegia, and the paraplegia. And in the lower motor neuron lesion, there will be proximal myopathy and distal neuropathy. If the proximal area is involved, then there will be myopathy, and if the distal area of the body is involved, then there is neuropathy. The muscle tone in upper motor neuron lesion, there will be spasticity and the rigidity. The muscles will become very tight. But on the other hand, in the lower motor neuron lesion, there will be hypotonia. That is, there will be flaccidity. Okay, that is the tone of the muscles will be reduced. In the muscle, if we talk about the muscle bulk, in the upper motor neuron lesion, there will be mild atrophy. There won't be atrophy very much, but on the other hand, in the lower motor neuron lesion, there will be severe atrophy because of disuse. There will be disuse in upper motor neuron as well, but since here there is spasticity and rigidity, the atrophy won't be very much. But in lower motor neuron lesion, since there is flaccidity of the muscles, then that's where the atrophy will be more. Then if we talk about the fasciculation means that the visible twitching. Okay, that in the muscles the twitching is arising. Okay, so fasciculations are present in the lower motor neuron lesion. They are absent in the upper motor neuron lesion. Fasciculations are basically the feature of the anterior horn cell lesion, and it arises because of the spontaneous firing of the motor units. So fasciculations are present in the lower motor neurons and they're absent in the upper motor neuron lesion, and that too particularly in the tongue. Now, if we talk about the tendon reflexes, the superficial reflexes like the cremasteric reflex, the abdominal reflex, and the corneal reflex will be absent in both the upper motor neuron lesion and lower motor neuron lesion. But the deep reflexes, deep tendon reflexes, which we call in short the DTRs, will be exaggerated in the UMN lesion. Exaggerated, also called the hyperreflexia, those will occur more with more intensity. But on the other hand, in the LMN lesion, there will be hypo or areflexia. That is, or if we try to elicit the reflex, it won't be elicited. Then, if we talk about the plantar reflex, a plantar, which can also be called the Babinski sign, it will be positive in the UMN lesion and negative in the LMN lesion. Normally, the plantar reflex in a normal human is a flexor response, but in UMN lesion, it is an extensor response with the extension of the toe, the big toe, and there will be fanning of all other fingers or the toes. Extension is called the positive Babinski sign. Okay, extension. And in the element lesion, the reflex will become mute. The plantar reflex will become mute. That is, there won't be neither the flexor reflex nor the extensor reflex in the element lesion. Okay. Sorry. This is all about the differences between the UMN and the element lesions. Thank you.